Good afternoon. It's your girl, Michelle Mad. And I am kind of mad. Kind of upset about some things, and I just wanted to come on and get my honest opinion because I'm hurt. I'm frustrated. It's just not fun anymore. So I want to talk about our education system. This is going to be hard and it's not going to be pretty. So I'm a mom. I have 3 awesome kids. My oldest will be 24 in like a few weeks, actually. My middle son, he's 19, and he's awesome. I love him. Mind you, he's the problem child a little bit, but it's okay. It was interesting. And my youngest, my daughter, my only daughter, is 15. And I love them all so much, so this is why it's super hard. And I'm probably going to get emotional while doing this, but I just need to get this off my chest. Seriously, because it's been bothering me so bad. Okay, so let's talk about this woke situation and education here in Canada and the US. Okay, you want to be trans? Go for it. I love everybody until you give me a reason not to. And now I feel like not just me as a woman, a real woman, that parents like me can be lied to, deceived, behind our backs, because these teachers, with their wokeness, are not focused on an education anymore. The focus, it's really scary and disgusting, has become about who not to be and who to be, and if you want to identify as a fucking teapot, you can. No, it's not funny anymore. I'm done. And I'm a member of the LGBT community as well, because I'm totally bi. So feel free to come for me if you want, but I'm going to say this because it needs to be said. Teachers, I was disgusted. I was so mad, you guys. Okay, so I found out for the last 2 years, for last about 2.5 years, my daughter is so confused, I believe. And she keeps saying that she wants to be a boy. And we talked. The conversation the one time was she wanted to have chest surgery. She wanted to have her breasts removed. And that broke my heart. Literally, you guys. This is enough. Enough is enough. It has to stop. My daughter's beautiful. Whatever happened to be yourself and love yourself? Why can't teachers go back to the basics? Stop confusing children, please. As a mother, it's breaking my heart. And I don't have anything against it, but I don't think it should be in the classroom. It doesn't have anything to do with education. 5-year-old children don't need to be educated about drag queens and transitioning and all that stuff. They need to be learning their ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. That's it. How to tie their shoelaces. How to throw a ball. Like, come on. Enough is enough already. Like, you want to be woke? Do it at home. Stop encouraging kids to get more confused than they already are. Fuck. Tell you what, if I find out any more secrets about my daughter that I'm being lied to as a parent, I'm gonna identify as your newest fucking nightmare. Because I'm so hurt and so frustrated about this. Am I wrong? I don't think so. I think that a lot of women and people, parents in general, are starting to feel this way. Like, enough is enough. Stop focusing on the wrong things. Give the kids their education. Oh, kids aren't getting... That's because fucking... Oh my God. It all started back in 2019 when they were online and, you know... And then the wokeness came out. It just... Oh, God. My daughter, I don't feel, has gotten a proper education since probably grade 6. And that's really scary. And she's got 2 more years of this high school bullshit. I'm ready to pull her out and educate her myself. Why, you might ask? Because I believe all the stuff that's being taught and forced and indoctrinated into our kids needs to stop. And you want to do that? Go do it at home. Go do your thing at home. Don't bring it to work. It's like one of those situations where you leave it at the door kind of thing. But yeah, kids deserve a real education. Maybe we need to kick it old school and bring back like actual discipline in the classroom and actual teaching. How about proper cursive? Because most teenagers these days can't even write their signature with a pen. And if you put them in a room with a rotary phone, they probably wouldn't know what to do with it. Anyways, how about proper cursive? Geography, history, math, science, geology, drama class, cooking class, home ec, how to balance a checkbook, how to cook, the basics of cooking, how to do your taxes, how to sew. That's important. How to sew. How about some manners? We'll throw some mannerisms in there as well for the little shitheads these days. Anyway, I rescind. And the list goes on. Physical education and proper sexual education. Okay? How many did I list off there? At least 10. That has gone completely out of their minds and out the door and gone with the fucking wind. We need to bring that back. I don't have a teaching certificate, but I would gladly volunteer to teach like a manners course or sewing or baking or something like that, just to get these kids back to what they deserve. A real education. That's all I wanted for my daughter. When I was happy for her when the COVID thing finally they were able to go back to school. I was happy for her because she likes school. She loved school. That's amazing, right? And she's like the best kid. And she makes really good grades and she tries really hard. But since she started high school, it hasn't gotten any better. It's just gotten worse and worse and worse. And she's still got 2 more years of this crap. And it terrifies me. Terrifies me. But yes, we need to bring that stuff back into education. Not none of this, if you're a boy, you can be a girl. No, kids don't need to hear that. Not to mention, they can't even process all this yet because their brains are still not developed. It's not developed. I'm not a scientist, but this is true. Their brains don't develop until they're well into their 20s. I think it's our 20s that our brain finally starts to like process everything and be able to form, adult thinking. And that's, yeah, it needs to stop. Like, enough already. I found out my daughter was my cat wants out. Okay, I'm back. So I got a phone call from the school, my daughter's school one day, and it was her guidance counselor. And I'm like, yeah, this is, and she's like, oh, is Callum's mom there? And I'm like, what? What did you just say? I think you got the wrong phone number, lady. She's like, no, do you have a student at this school? And she said this school, and I was like, yeah, but her name is Victoria. Victoria. And I was so pissed. I was like, okay, you know what, lady? I'm not doing this. Her name is Victoria, and that's what I'm going to call her because I gave birth to her and named her. You know? So yeah, I was pretty pissed about that. I was pretty pissed. So she transferred schools, so she goes to a different high school now, closer to where she lives with her dad, so she can continue school. But it's tempting to pull her out, honestly, and teach her basic writing, like cursive. I can do that because I was taught proper cursive, and I think everyone should know proper cursive. Oh, sorry guys, I'm just really flustered. And I know I'm not the only one that feels this way. Like, as women and mothers, and these teachers think they know our kids better because they've had them in their class for like a year, not even. Go sit on it and rotate. Oh. No, I think I know my kids better than you because, I don't know, I gave birth to them and raised them. I'm not sorry. I'm really not. I'm pissed off. Like I said, it's not about education, a proper education anymore. It's about indoctrinating our kids like Tom MacDonald says in his song. And a lot of other people agree with me. It's just too much. Too much. I've had enough. It's making me feel incredibly guilty because I feel like, was it something I did or something I said to my daughter that was making her think this way? And no. I'm supportive of my kids. I've just tried to raise them to be good people with manners and consideration. And for the most part, did a good job. But yeah, education, not good. It's not even about a proper education anymore. And it needs to be. Like I said, I'll volunteer to teach baking, cursive, sewing, whatever. Just so the kids can get a real taste of a real education again. Back in my day, it was called home ec. Yeah. It helped. Sorry guys, I'm just so flustered. I've been feeling like incredibly nauseous because I'm afraid that 2 more years of this crap and I could lose my daughter, my only daughter. And it's eating me up inside. And it's breaking my heart. Which brings me to my next point. Instead of trying to change people and plant stupid ideas in their heads, which they need to a lot more than like 12, 11, 13, 14, 15 years old to figure out. It takes years to figure out life. You never really do figure it out. Don't start by confusing the young ones. I mean, my God. Don't we have enough to deal with? Why can't bring back the phrase, how about teaching kids to love themselves and accept themselves for who they freaking are? Oh! It took me into my 30s probably to finally learn what loving yourself actually is. So sometimes it could take years, and that's okay. But don't start cramming these kids that their brains are still developing and not in denying them a proper education to make them functionable people that will contribute to society, and not go in for their job interview going, I identify as a they, them, he, she, him, her. or a teapot, whatever. And they're not going to get the job. They're not going to get in. We all know that, because what employer wants to deal with that? It's just... grr. Anyways, I resent. So yeah, we need to bring back real education. You know, the basics of actually giving people an education. Bring back education, bring back self-love, self-acceptance. Wasn't that a fad a few years ago? Where the fuck did that go? Self-acceptance, self-love. How to care for yourself. Because that's a lesson that a lot of people don't get until way later. But yes, that's how I feel. And I'm glad I got that off my chest, because I'm really flustered. Because I had my 2 boys, obviously, and I love all my kids dearly. But I wanted nothing more than to be a mom to a girl since I was little. I've known I've wanted kids and going to have kids, at least like 3. Yeah, 3. Since I was like 13. I just had a natural instinct to be around kids. I loved kids. And they seemed to love me, so it worked. Took babysitter's course, CPR, and all that stuff. Got certified. I babysat a family of, 10 kids when I was like 12 years old. It was freaking funny. It was awesome. Anyways, the parents loved me. So yeah, bring back real education. Bring back self-acceptance and self-love and self-care. And I bet that would set a whole new good thing. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. And I think a lot of parents would agree with me. If you don't, well, that's your opinion and you're entitled to it. Absolutely. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to like anything I say. You don't even have to watch. Because that's your choice and we live in a free country. Or so I thought. Don't even get me started on that shit. Oh. Feel free to respond. Feel free to message me about any of the topics that I covered. But yes, I'm terrified that my daughter is going to come out of this and it's not going to be good. She won't come out of it with a proper education, but she'll come out of it being confused as fuck. Yeah, real impressive. Good job. Not fun. Anyways, I rescind again. That felt good to get off my chest and just talk about it, because I don't really have anyone other than my kid's dad to talk to about it. And that's frustrating. Very. But yes, I'm done with all this. It's too much. It's too much. Kids these days have enough to worry about than being taught these ridiculous things that they do not need to know about at the age of 5. I'm so glad my kids are older and don't have to deal with that, because, yeah. Don't get me wrong, I love drag shows. I love hanging out with the drag queens. I did all the time. I have pictures to prove it. I love me some drag queens. They're freaking awesome. Some of them have better legs than me. But anyways, it doesn't need to be taught to a 5-year-old. It really doesn't. But yes. I'm so glad this is what our world's come to. But yeah, it doesn't need to be taught in the classroom, for sure. And it needs to stop. Bring back real education and self-care. Be amazing what happens. Thanks for listening. Look forward to the comments.